Let's try this again. I had some sort of computer problem that caused my last live stream to die. I don't know what my computer problem was, except that it just said, we're having connectivity issues. So I reset the internet a couple times and it was still causing problems. So now I fixed it, hopefully. It is not tits. Jeebus, you're right about that. My internet is not tits. Okay. I think calling my internet balls is a little bit, it's a little harsh on my internet. She refuses. You rub one out on her pillow. Nah. If I do end up needing to rub one out, I I would hardly call it 1 minute in late. If I have to rub one out, I usually come out here because I open the incognito window, you know. I think we all know what that means. That's why they invented the incognito window, of course. Is there anybody who uses incognito window for anything other than fapping? I don't think so, really. Like, why would you need incognito window? Well, I use it for some other things. Like, this is one thing I use incognito window for. When I get to one of those things that goes, you've exhausted your limit of free articles this month, then I open it in an incognito window. What are people's fax video editing tools for YouTube videos? Oh, I use Windows Movie Maker, which is you can still get it, but you have to go to like an old apps download or something like that. But it's limited in its abilities, but it's easy to use, and it's relatively quick in opening and stuff. Like, one of the things about those video apps is they're big, bulky apps that take forever to open, and everything takes a long time. So Windows Movie Maker is a pretty lean little video app, and it does quite a bit of stuff. The one thing that you can't do is run multiple audio tracks. So you can only you can't layer them. You know, you can run different ones in succession. You can have one audio channel that's other than the video's audio. So you have two audios total, but you can't have any more than that. I'm glad, Jeeves. I'm super glad. What's it going to be about? Where did Eric go? Detailing all the wonderful specifics of my live streaming tech problems. I don't think there's very much of an audience for that, really. I mean, maybe you could build an audience over time, but if I could find an actually decent text-to-voice software, I would consider making videos too. Well, you know what you could do, Senjin? If you have something you want to make a video and you have the text and you don't want to read it out loud, you don't want your voice being the audio of it for whatever reason, an accent or something, I would be happy to read it out loud and send you the audio file. And then you can do whatever you want with it. So let's see. What are you trying to do is the other question, Sheila, about what's another thing? What is something you're trying to do with your videos? Like, what kind of things you need to, if you obviously, if you want video editing software, you're not thinking to yourself, I just want to freestyle some shit and put it up there. You want some sort of editing, but what kind of editing do you want? You want to like just just cut shit out and so put clips together basically, or are you trying to do things like you want to have a lot of transitions, effects, and or what? You know, that's sure, Senjin. That'd be fun. I would love to collaborate with you in that capacity, just because I bet your shit would be fantastic. You know, she wants fireworks and green rooms. Who wants fireworks in green rooms? Oh, I see. Sheila. I want a green screen too. I want to constantly for it to constantly look like I'm flying through the air when I'm talking. You know, like zooming in around mountains and canyons and stuff. I think people would really like that. Demon TI, personal truth, just in. Ooh. Is that shots fired? Is that shots fired? I think that's shots fired. Demon TI, personal truth. How about demon wrongness? DSP. Fire and red room. Okay. Well, I would hate to live in a red room. I think after a while it would get tiresome. Too much red is too much red. I actually think maybe yellow. I've always found it ridiculous when people say things like, "What's your favorite color?" Who has a favorite color? You know, what does that even mean? But I realized I think my favorite color is yellow because on a couple of different occasions I've told Kimberly about articles of clothing. Oh, I really like that article of clothing, and they're typically some shade of yellow, like mustard. She's got this really cool mustard sweater. I like that color a lot, and you know I use yellow and green as the main sort of original colors. We're talking with fan people. Kimberly hates those colors, but you know whatever. I don't care. She can change the colors, but you should put your head on an 80-year-old Filipino woman with your green screen. I could. I think what you mean is set it up so that it looks like I'm lying down with a Filipino woman as my pillow. I agree with that. I agree with the ew, Taylor. I'm not completely above having intercourse with a menstruating woman. I've done it plenty of times, but it's pretty ew. I mean, after you're done, it's ew. You know, it's like at the time you think like I don't give a fuck, but afterward it's ew. Now you stop dissing on mustard yellow though, Taylor. Okay, that's bullying right there. Stop bullying mustard yellow. Green to you too, Michael Thompson. Green. I appreciate your greenness. It's not easy being green, as Kermit the Frog says. It's not easy being green. The color of so many ordinary things. Such a great song. There's a couple of great Muppet songs, that being one of them, and Rainbow Connection being another one. Rainbow Connection is a spectacularly good song. I mean, as gay as the gayest day in Gay Town, but spectacularly well written song. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide. What a great song. You're low SE and you don't even like mustard yellow. I don't know. There's something about it that's a very satisfying thing. It's like It's yellow. It's a color. There's some color to it. But it's got a little bit of brown in there too. A little bit. You like that song too, Sheila? That song is the mustard yellow of sounds. It is the mustard yellow. I think so. That's a very mustard yellow song. Even though it's rainbow in its title, it's actually mustard yellow. I have a question. I'm going to text it to you since it's longer than the chat allows and need information for some context. Okay. Or if you don't want to type, you can call me. Type, with your fingers. How does one help an ENTP cure their depression? Ooh. If you are depressed and an ENTP, then I was depressed in college. I had a lot of trouble understanding what it was that was happening to me. And I was lonely. That's what it was. I was lonely. So if a person, an ENTP, is depressed but doesn't have a drug problem, then they're lonely probably. Quit drinking alcohol is a very good suggestion if you're depressed. In general, if you're depressed and you have a drug problem, get rid of the drug problem. I sent you an email that contains more details. Okay. I will, I'll take a look at it and I'll follow up with you after this live stream. Jeebus, stop bullying my internet. I have a tendency to forget to eat sometimes. I'll be caught up doing something else, such that I feel as though I do not have the time. I typically eat once a day, and for me, it's sometimes enough. Sunday I ate at 6, Monday at 7, Tuesday at 3. Is this terrible, SI? Well, it's probably tool. It could be tool, SI. In the sense that, remember, your tool function is instrumental. So I'm a TI tool function user. But there are plenty of times when I toss TI right out the window and make a bunch of jokes and just whatever, goof around or ma. Oh, well, yeah, losing your mom isn't depression, it's grieving. But if it persists for too long, it might become depression. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what's going to happen when my mom dies. Like with me. I'm not sure what's going to happen emotionally. I'm not sure what's going to happen emotionally when my dad dies. With me. When I try to think about that, like, how's it going to be for me emotionally? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure I'll be sad, I guess, but I don't think it'll wound me. But of course, remember, I'm at the age where your parents, if everything goes right, your parents die sometime when you're around 50 or 55 or something. So it's not like I've got anything to complain about. It's not a tragedy. There's no tragedy about your parents your parents in their 80s or late 80s or whatever they go when they eventually complete their journey. There's no tragedy there. That's the best case scenario. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I'm aware of that reality, like I tend to compare things against alternatives rather than impossibilities, or I wouldn't even call it an ideal. It's not ideal. It wouldn't be ideal that my parents never died. That would not be ideal. It doesn't mean I want them to die. It just means I don't think anything's well served by people living forever. So it's hard for me to know what I'll feel about their deaths, because that's, I guess my feelings about that are unrelated to my thoughts about it, in the sense that um, all those things I'm saying are true, but I'll probably feel things that aren't justified in that regard, you know? So most people's parents die before mine have, in terms of their life. Most people are younger than 48 when at least one of their parents has died, I would guess. And the younger you are, the more of a substantially harmful or traumatic impact it's going to have on you, I suspect, because that it's more tragic. The younger you are when your parents die, the more tragic it is. But anyway, that's part of what it means to be bipolar is, it's weird for me to even ask. I wouldn't be even raising the questions of how I'm going to feel when they die if the subject hadn't come up, But back to the question about SI and print eat and stuff. A tool function, one of the great things about it is you can turn it on and off, and it's instrumental. So you don't really value it for its own sake. You value how easily you use it to accomplish things. And when it constrains you, you just jettison it off the side. If you're busy working, your TE's going, I'm using a different tool function right now. Not using SI. All right, I'm using TE with my FI, maybe TE with my TE with my TI, or TE with my NE, and TE with my SI metaphysical, what I've done before, or whatever. But I'm not paying attention to the real-time TE because it's my tool function and I've got complete control over it in that regard. I don't think it really matters where FI is in the stack. No one's really prepared for that. We just had different ways to not know. Yeah, I guess, you can't prepare for the experience of the loss before you experience it. I understand that reality. But it just still seems to me like I should be able to glean how I'm going to feel based on how I ought to feel given the circumstances. But it just doesn't really work like that. How do you help an INFJ deal with depression? If it's clinical depression, I wouldn't be so presumptuous as to say that medication ought not be pursued. I don't have a lot of enthusiasm for antidepressants because those are the most addictive drugs of all. They are, when you get on those, you can't get off of them ever. And they don't get you high or anything, but you are genuinely fully fucking addicted. Kimberly can't stop taking her whatever it is she takes, because when she does, the things that she describes are textbook examples of antidepressant withdrawal, which is, say, I've looked into it because, when I first started going out with Kimberly, I was like, well, you probably don't need those pills anymore, because I'm sure being depressed links primarily to life circumstances not being what you want them to be. And I'm here, so now you should be perfectly happy. It doesn't really work like that. So, Sinjin says, realize whatever you do against depression, you do it for others, not just for you. Trying to push it through SE is unreliable at best. I suspect that an INFJ with depression is somebody who's not being engaged on their authentic level enough. And what I mean by INFJ's authentic level, I mean that you're appreciating that INFJ for their ideational and intellectual robustness rather than for their FE shit that they're giving you. Yes, it's like it's easier for an INFJ to feel authentically valued when they believe the valuing is attributed to something other than their FE. So I would say that the critical thing for an INFJ who's feeling depressed is they are not engaged ideationally enough at the level they want to be engaged at. And so, in other words, no one's taking advantage of their non-FE gifts. That's how they feel anyway. That's my guess. I'm not an INFJ, so Sinjin would know better, but that's my guess. Brittany says, I think INFJs tend to be anxious over depressed. They look very similar, but INFJs constantly need to fix things. No, they definitely don't. My frustration and no easy way to tidy relationships up. They've got polar TE, Brittany. They don't have a desperate need to fix things. Hi, Eric. Which MBTI type tastes nicest with tomato ketchup? I think it's the ENT French fry. ENFP, says Taylor. No question. Well, I mean, I'd say, Taylor, look, you have had this argument before. My position is that tastiness with ketchup is simply a display thing. It's not actually referencing the cognitive processes. You say it's a strong enough correlate to justify it. You and I, we just have to agree to disagree. ISTJs go nicely with spicy mustard. Now, there we're in full agreement, obviously. I mean, who eats ISTJ without mustard? At me, Taylor. At me again. Huh? I'm curious too. Oh, never mind. Harumph, says Sheila. I'm the SE Dom. I'll tell you what tastes good. Okay. I can't taste. I can taste. I taste things sometimes. When I'm not thinking about other stuff. Sometimes I'm not paying attention to what things taste like, but sometimes I am. And I'm like, that's good. I like that. It tastes good. Like that. That's what I say with my mouth when it's full of food. I'm frustrated when I try and troll his live streams. He won't engage. Well, that's his defense against trolling. It's pretty successful, I would guess. That's it. He's not tempting you. He's thrown down a challenge, not intended to be directed at you, but that's how you're going to interpret that. That takes some FE deftness, right? I'm going to successfully troll somebody who's got a firm defense of never engaging trolls. Don't want to see him cry. Don't make C.S. Joseph cry. If you want to make somebody cry, make DSP cry. Because C.S. Joseph, I feel, I can sort of, I get a feel for the fact that he's got some trauma in there or something. But DSP, he's not traumatized at all. He's just traumatizing everybody else with his wrongness. I wouldn't want to see either of them cry. In a debate, this is a weird thing. As a coach in debates, I do like it when my students make other students cry. I can't help it. I like it because when the other kids walk out of the room crying, your kids won for sure. But I don't like to make other people cry at all myself. I just like to see other coaches' children cry. I mean, but look, you fucking schooled the fuck out of them when the other team cries. So that means you've done a great job as a coach. You know, it happens when people get run over. It happens sometimes. You know, it happens in two contexts: either like new people who are just don't know what they're doing and get overwhelmed. That doesn't make me feel good, or good people who encounter something that frustrates the living hell out of them. That's the best kind of crying to happen. When they come out of the room convinced they had a good chance to win this tournament, and they had no idea what to do with the case that your kids threw at them. That's good. What the hell do your classes even debate about for their feelings to be hurt so much? It's not what they're debating about. It's winning and losing. It's like they cry because imagine it's a basketball team. You know, they cry when they lose by a point and they thought they were better than the other team. And they cry when they lose by 50 points. They don't cry because what kind of basketball they're using. Can I actually hear your clock tick on the wall behind? If you listen. If you want to listen, you can hear it. My daughter had her first lacrosse game ever last night, and she was the first and only scorer for the night. That makes her player of the game, for sure. It's not about being great at tending to trolls. It's about successfully conserving energy and not spending energy in useless deemed places. Well, I mean, both things. What age are they? Middle school? 7th grade? 6th grade? 7th grade? 8th grade? Yeah, it's a competition thing. They're not crying because the topics are sad or something. But that's a good thing. You know, it's a good thing for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons why it's great to see kids cry when they come out of a round is it means it mattered to them. It mattered a lot. And when you see kids crying coming out of a round, you know that if they stick with it, then that's not going to happen again. Not soon. You know, it's like, why just the chat disconnected? I didn't say I'm having connectivity issues with the stream. Now I am. Fantastic. If I can faking back. Am I back? Am I back and better than ever? Some students watch the channel. Thanks, Shmanda. That's helpful. Okay. Fucking goddamn it. It's saying it's unstable again. All right, now stop saying it's unstable. Hopefully it won't be stable forever. I'm back. Good. Joey. Somebody was here. Fortunately. Okay, Jeeves, I'll check out the text you sent me. It's not that. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm sure if you sent me a picture of the chat, I see that. Do my students watch my channel? The answer is some of them do, sort of. Like, I was in class the other day, and it was about to be break, I guess. And one of the students put on caterpillar time, which I got a kick out of. It's caterpillar time. It is caterpillar time. In case you guys were wondering, it's International Caterpillar Time Day. Typology account. Do people have the tendency to confuse their tool and polar and others in typing?